The purpose of this inquiry was for me to test both face-to-face and an online investigation. For me, it was a lot about communication. Since I had never used an online or Skype science experiment before, I really wanted to test my ability and see how I was able to communicate with my partner, and if it was different than when I do it face-to-face. So it was a really cool investigation for me to try. The first part of my inquiry involved me using an online interaction. My partner and I both downloaded Skype in order for us to communicate better. Our goal was to make a catapult that would work. The second part of my inquiry was the face-to-face interaction. I was able to use the same partner. She came to my house, which allowed us to brainstorm without using Skype or other devices. Our goal was to drop an egg 8 feet without it breaking. After finding my partner, the first thing we decided was what online interaction we were going to use. We both agreed to download Skype because we thought it would be easier. We were still able to see each other face to face, but we were still online at the same time. From start to finish, it seemed like my partner and I were able to communicate pretty well. The first thing we did was brainstorm what we thought a catapult should look like and what we thought our catapult should look like. We started to get our ideas out there pretty fast. But the hardest part was that we weren't in the same room with each other, so we really had to explain what we were thinking in order for the other to understand. When my partner and I were brainstorming for the catapult, we first thought about what we wanted our catapult to look like. We came to the idea of putting our pencils into a square and rubber banding them together. We also came up with the idea of putting a middle ground in there and allowing the spoon to be a little elevated from that middle. The first time we tried it, we realized that our spoon didn't fling as far as we thought, so we kind of went back to the drawing board. We both agreed that the spoon needed to be pushed further down in order to get a further distance. We had to compromise and communicate better to decide the proper place for the spoon. Once we were able to do that, our project was a success. As you can see from the next few pictures, our catapult was able to get pretty far distance. We were able to get about 11 feet on the wood floor and about 9 feet on the carpeted floor. When my partner and I discussed why we thought this, we figured that the friction of the carpet stopped the M&M a little bit, as on the wood floor it was able to roll a little bit more. When we were building this and when we had our little setback, our tempo started to slow down just a little bit. After doing the online interaction, one of the things I noticed was that we started to speed up a little bit when we were to test our catapult. We really got into the flow of things, and once we knew it worked, we just kept testing and testing it, and that went a little faster than the communication we had earlier on. When it came to the face-to-face interaction, my partner and I were able to brainstorm just as easily. We instantly agreed that we needed to cushion the egg. We thought that by cushioning the egg when it fell, it would help not to break it. Our first idea was to fit the egg into the toilet paper roll, but upon trying that, we realized the egg was just too big. Our second idea was to put the egg inside of the egg crates because we knew it would fit. Once we did that, we were able to tape it down, and we thought this would secure the egg a lot better. We also started to think more about the physics route in building our whole project. We wanted to think when we dropped it, what would help slow down our egg when it fell. We thought about how the balloons could play a part. We thought about how a parachute helps things to slow down, and how wings, like on a bird or on a plane, helps them to soar through the air a little bit better. These all played a big part in how we created our final project. In the end, we were very successful. Our ideas came together to really both cushion the egg as well as allow it to slow down just a little bit, and I felt like we did a great job together. Something that this inquiry proved to me was that my communication skills were great in both. They were just different. When I had the Skype interaction, I really had to use my descriptive words and really try to communicate with my partner better. When I was face-to-face, we just had different thoughts and different ways of interacting, but as I said before, both ways of communication were great, and they were both great experiences for me. After finishing this inquiry, I was really able to take a step back and debrief myself. What did I accomplish? What did I learn? Did I understand what the whole point of this was? Something that was really eye-opening to me was that I was able to communicate in both settings. My partner and I were able to accomplish something successfully. It was a little different using the online interaction since this is something I'd never done before, but it was really exciting and impressive to see our final result and how communicating back and forth with each other really helped. Something that was really interesting, I thought, was using Skype to do this because this gave us a face-to-face interaction even though we weren't in the same room. So it really helped us see our ideas, communicate a little bit better. I definitely think if we were to do this over the phone or without a video chat, our results would have been completely different and it wouldn't have been the same experience. This experience was so refreshing for me. It really gave me a lot of ideas about what I could do with my classroom, what I want to do as a teacher, and what I want my students to learn. I really enjoyed this inquiry a lot. It was awesome. And it's something that was really hands-on and engaging throughout the whole process. So overall, I really enjoyed this.